Hello, my name is Anitarky, and don't forget to subscribe and comment.
Greetings! This video is going to be a compilation of cultural anime recap. The theme today is Demon Girls. So if you enjoy that genre, then these anime are for you. The first anime is about this guy who is living together with his classmate when he is having his breakfast. She wants to have her breakfast too. Guess what? She is going to get that nutritious protein-rich breakfast straight from the source. Since her suction power is over 9,000, he used Protein Blast in a short while, and we can consider that as fast food. It all started a few days ago. He asked her about their committee meeting later. When she entered his home, she apologized to him and immediately pushed him down. After that, she starts to play Bouncing Simulator 2026 with him. She told him that she is a demon girl and she needs his protein shake to survive. After the protein time is over, he is passed out. Ever since that day, she has been staying at his place because she wants to be closer to her protein supplier. Anyways, she always gave him the eco-cleaning almost every day, and he felt like he was going to reach the 69th dimension every time. One day, his classmate wants to know about his relationship with After that, she starts to rage because her plan didn't work out. Well, he's going to meet Sakuramachi because it is her feeding time. Therefore, they are going to carry out the protein time at a secluded location. And he has given her a lot of farm-fresh, organic protein pie. At home, it is the same as well. She kept trying to farm the legendary protein shake out of him, and he felt like he is the luckiest guy on earth. One day, when they are going to school together, they met. She knew that something suspicious is going on between them, but she can't prove it. He tried to make up some excuse. During the gym class, he is having his own private lesson with her at the gym storage room. She needs to consume protein to grow her muscle, so he gave her a lot of protein shake. When he is on the bus, he found out that Tsukino is in front of him, and she is cleaning his Excalibur in a discreet way. He did not see that coming, but he will be coming later. In the end, he has used Protein Blast, and someone wakes him up. Apparently, it is just a dream, but I guess that Sakuramachi is the one who is causing him to have that dream, and she just extracted his protein shake while he is dreaming. At home, she is wearing a demon girl costume. She wants to know if he likes it. Then, they are going to carry out the protein time as usual, and he has given her a lot of protein pie. One day, someone rang his doorbell. When he opened the door, he found out that it is a girl, and he remembered that Sakuramachi told him that she has a friend. So, he told her that she is not home, and invites her in. She introduced herself as Kana, and she starts to have a small chat with him. During that, he is feeling weird, and his Excalibur is waking up slowly. Then, he told her that he is going to the toilet. It seems like his Excalibur is already ready for battle, and he wants to calm it down. When he is in the toilet, she suddenly appeared behind him and asked him if he is going to start his single-player game. That surprised him, but she is not wasting time and begins to give him a helping hand. At that moment, she told him that she is a demon girl too, and he knew that his time has come. So, they are going to carry out the protein time in there. All of a sudden, someone opened the toilet door. It is Sakuramachi, and Tsukino is there too. Tsukino is surprised when she saw them. It seems like he has been caught. After that, Sakuramachi explained everything to Tsukino. She stopped her and told her that there is a way to resolve all of this. As expected, she wants Tsukino to join them too, and she starts to interact closely with her, and she felt like she needs his help as well. Therefore, she wants him to include her too. In the end, he has given all of them a lot of protein shake, and the anime ended right there. This anime has 2 episodes only. For the next anime, it is about a guy who obtained an item to control the demon girls. The story begins when the main character wakes up, and he found out that he is on the ground. In addition, he couldn't move at all, so he thought that he is having a sleep paralysis. However, he saw someone in front of him. It is a pink-haired girl, and she introduced herself to him. Her name is Lima, and it looks like she is a demon cat girl. She told him that he has been chosen by her higher-up to become an instructor. He has no idea why he is chosen. Then, she set him free and explained that his power is special. She told him that his energy is unique, and therefore he is qualified to become an instructor for demon girls. After that, she also told him that the human race needs demon girls to prevent extinction, while the demon girls require energy to survive. So, this is a win-win situation for both races. Then, she told him that he is going to instruct demon girls who haven't received proper training yet. After she explained everything, she immediately tests his abilities until he passed out. On the next day, he went to the classroom to begin his first lesson. When he opened the door, he saw 2 demon girls there. One of them is not happy, and she looks down on him just because he is a human. The other girl has no intention of learning to... Then Lima introduced him to him, and he looks overwhelmed when he saw both of them, since he knew that he cannot handle both of them easily. After that, both of them start to argue with each other. Lima took out a blue bell, and she used it on both of them. As a result, they couldn't move, and their clothes transformed into uniforms. She told them that they need to wear uniforms during their lesson, since they are in the human realm now. In addition, she told them that they need to study hard to awaken their potential. After her speech, he wants to know what is that item that she has just used. She told him that it is a blue bell, and it can be used to control demon girls. She also told him that she has prepared this blue bell just for him, since she knew that he cannot control those demon girls yet. One of the girls became angry when she heard that, so she tries to snatch the bell away. However, she failed to do so, and she could only get frustrated. Since everything is ready now, he's going to give them their lesson. One of them will be the first to receive his one-on-one lesson. She obviously hates it a lot, but there is not much she can do. He begins the lesson by guiding her step by step. After that, he continues the training process until she finally gives in. In the end, she is completely exhausted, while he is still standing. In the meantime, Lima is watching everything and feels satisfied with his performance. At nighttime, she continues observing him while he is asleep, quietly taking advantage of the situation. It is the other girl's turn now, and he is going to give her a similar lesson. This time, the situation is more intense, and she reacts strongly at first, but eventually accepts him as her instructor. Moving on, after the lesson is over, he felt very tired compared to before, and he thought that he is getting weaker. Then, one of the girls told him that she might know what is happening to him. One day he called Lima to the classroom, and she wants to know what he's doing there. Then, He told her that her real intention is not about training the demon girls, but about his energy. He wants to know why she went through all the trouble just to get it. She got emotional and told him that she wants to be the only one who has control over his power. After he heard that, he understands her intention, but he is not satisfied with her alone. He took out the blue bell and prepared to use it on her. She doesn't look worried at all, since she thought it wouldn't work on her. However, he activates its true power, and she is affected immediately. She is shocked and doesn't understand how he managed to do that. He told her that now it is her turn. Then, the other two girls appeared behind him. It looks like they have been working together. She became angry when she realized that she has been betrayed. After that, he begins his final confrontation with her. At first, she seems to have the upper hand, but eventually, he pushes forward with full strength. After a long struggle, she finally gives in and accepts defeat. On the next day, she is wearing a uniform too and joins the others for their lesson. Bye bye my Anitarkys, and see you in the next video, Anime Extreme. One day he called Lima to the classroom, and she wants to know what he's doing there. Then, he told her that her real intention is not about training the demon girls, but about his energy. He wants to know why she went through all the trouble just to get it. She got emotional and told him that she wants to be the only one who has control over his power. After he heard that, he understands her intention, but he is not satisfied with her alone. He took out the blue bell and prepared to use it on her. She doesn't look worried at all, since she thought it wouldn't work on her. However, he activates its true power, and she is affected immediately. She is shocked and doesn't understand how he managed to do that. He told her that now it is her turn. Then, the other two girls appeared behind him. It looks like they have been working together. She became angry when she realized that she has been betrayed. After that, he begins his final confrontation with her. At first, she seems to have the upper hand, but eventually, he pushes forward with full strength. After a long struggle, she finally gives in and accepts defeat. On the next day, she is wearing a uniform too and joins the others for their lesson. Bye bye my Anitarkys, and see you in the next video, Anime Extreme. The story begins on what seems like a completely normal day. A quiet neighborhood, a familiar routine, nothing out of place. At the center of it all, we meet a regular guy living a simple life. Or at least, that's how it looks on the surface. But things around him are about to get complicated. Very complicated. It all starts with a small moment. One of those moments that feels unimportant at first. A glance, a conversation, an encounter that seems completely normal. Until it isn't. But that's when we are introduced to Rika. Confiant, playful, and very aware of the effect she has on people. From the very first interaction, there's something different about the way she talks to Yuji. It's casual, but not really. There's a certain tone in her voice, a certain way she holds eye contact just a little longer than expected. Yuji notices it. Of course he does. But like anyone else in his position, he tries to ignore it. Convincing himself that it's nothing, just his imagination. But then, it happens again. And this time, it's not subtle. Rika steps a little closer. Not enough for anyone else to notice, but enough for Yuji to feel it. That shift in distance, that sudden awareness, that moment where things feel different, and just like that, the atmosphere changes. From that point on, their interactions begin to evolve, each moment carrying a little more weight than the last. Rika doesn't rush anything. She doesn't push too hard. Instead, she creates tension. Moments where silence becomes louder than words. Moments where proximity says more than conversation. And Yuji finds himself caught in it. At first, he resists, trying to stay focused, trying to keep things normal. But the more time he spends around her, the harder that becomes. Because Rika doesn't act like anyone else, she leans in just enough, smiles at just the right moment, speaks in a way that feels completely normal, but carries something underneath. Something that keeps him thinking long after the moment is over. As episode 1 progresses, we are introduced to another character, Mika. Unlike Rika, Mika has a softer presence, more reserved, but no less aware. Her interactions with Yuji feel different, quiet, more subtle, but just as intense. Where Rika creates tension through confidence, Mika creates it through closeness. There are moments where she stands just a little too near, moments where her voice drops just slightly, moments where their eyes meet and don't immediately look away. And Yuji begins to realize something. This isn't random. There's a pattern. A rhythm to Italiano? Ansomeo. He's right in the middle of it. As the first episode reaches its peak, everything comes together. Rika and Yuji find themselves alone. No distractions. No interruptions. Just the two of them. The tension that has been building finally reaches its highest point. They're closer than ever before. Close enough that even the smallest movement could change everything. But instead of crossing the line, the moment lingers. Stretching just long enough to leave an impression. And then it ends, leaving Yuji with more questions than answers. Episode 2 begins with a shift. Yuji is no longer unaware. Nah, he's paying attention. Every movement, every word, every look, and that awareness changes everything. Because now, he starts responding, not just reacting. Engaging. And that's when the dynamic shifts. Rika notices immediately. Her playful confidence remains. But there's something new now. Curiosity. Because for the first time, Yuji isn't just following her lead, he's pushing back. Meanwhile, Mika's interactions grow more intentional. Her quiet presence becomes more noticeable, more meaningful. There are moments where she lingers, moments where she hesitates, as if deciding whether to say something more. But she never fully does, and that's what makes it so powerful. Because everything is left just on the edge. The tension continues to build through these interactions. Not through action, but through anticipation. Moments that feel like they're about to cross a line, but stop just before they do. And that's what keeps Yuji hooked. Bikasena! It's not just happening to him. He's part of it. As the second episode moves toward its climax, all three characters find themselves in overlapping situations. Moments where glances are exchanged. Moments where silence speaks louder than words. Moments where the distance between them feels smaller than ever. And in those moments, everything feels unpredictable. The story doesn't rely on big events. It relies on feeling. The feeling of being too close. The feeling of something about to happen. The feeling of not knowing what comes next. And by the end, that feeling remains. Yuji stands at the center of it all. No longer confused. No longer unaware. But not fully in control either. Because whatever's happening between them is still building. And the next time those moments happen, they might not stop where they did before. As episode 2 continues, something feels different. Not in a loud or obvious way, but in the way the atmosphere between them has changed. Yuji is no longer the same as before. He's not just reacting anymore. Now, he's aware. And that awareness makes every interaction feel heavier, more intentional. When he sees Rika again, the energy between them is immediate. There's no need for words, no need for explanation. They both feel it. Rika smiles, but this time, it's different. Not just playful. There's curiosity behind it now. She takes a step closer, just like before. But this time, Yuji doesn't step back. And for a brief moment, there's a pause. As if neither of them expected that. That small change shifts everything. Now it's not just her controlling the distance. Now it's shared. And that makes the moment even more intense. Rika tilts her head slightly, studying him, trying to understand what changed. But instead of asking, she leans in again, testing the space between them. Yuji holds his ground, his heart racing, but his expression steady. And for the first time, Rika hesitate. Just for a second. Meanwhile, Mika watches from a distance. She notices everything. To shift. To tension. The way Yuji is no longer the same. Later, when she approaches him, her tone is softer than usual. But there's something else there. Something more direct. She stands closer than before. Not by accident. And Yuji notices, of course he does. But this time, he doesn't look away. Their eyes meet. And the silence between them feels different, not awkward. Not uncomfortable. Just heavy. Mika opens her mouth slightly, as if she's about to say something important. But then she stops. An instant. Se smiles. A quiet, knowing smile. That moment lingers longer than expected, because even without words, everything feels understood. As the episode moves forward, the interactions between all three become more intertwined. Rika becomes more observant, Mika becomes more intentional, and Yuji becomes more involved. There's a scene where all three are in the same space, talking, lauging, acting like everything is normal. But underneath it, there's tension. Glances that last too long. Moments where silence cuts through the conversation, subtle shifts in distance, each one small on its own. But to hitter, impossible to ignore. At one point, Rika moves closer again, standing just slightly in Yuji's space. Mika notices, and instead of stepping back, she does the same. Now the distance between all three of them feels almost non-existent. And for a moment, everything stops. No one speaks, but everyone feels it. That tension, that closeness, that feeling that something is about to happen. But just like before, it doesn't. Instead, the moment passes, leaving behind something even stronger. Anticipation. As the episode reaches its final moments, Yuji is left alone. Thinking, replaying everything that happened. To looks, the pausas, the way both Rika and Mika interacted with him, and one thought becomes clear. This isn't random. This isn't accidental. Something is building. Something he's now part of. And whether he wants to admit it or not, he's no longer trying to avoid it. The episode ends with a quiet scene. Yuji walking away, but not the same person as before. Because he understands. And once you understand something like that, there's no going back. And that's where the story leaves us. For now, if you enjoyed this recap, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. This is Anitarky, and I'll see you in the next story. After that, he begins his final confrontation with her. At first, she seems to have the upper hand, but eventually, he pushes forward with full strength. After a long struggle, she finally gives in and accepts defeat. On the next day, she is wearing a uniform too and joins the others for their lesson. Bye bye my Anitarkies, and see you in the next video, Anime Extreme.